Years ago, Brett went to America to run the Western States ultramarathon, 160 kilometres. And so he met Dean Karnazes. And Dean Karnazes, there's no doubt about it, he's a freak, but he's a lovely guy too. And he knows he's very good, but he doesn't need to say that. He just does what he does. So when Brett was over there, he gave Dean a shirt that I had designed and said, "Oh, Dean, if you ever feel like coming to Australia, we've got this ultra marathon through the Blackall Ranges, here's the shirt." And he came.
It's not your legs, it's your feet.
I know, exactly.
Feeling very wobbly.
So one of the biggest moments for me, and it feels like a full circle moment, is when Dean Karnazes came out to, the guy that rode Ultra Marathon Man, came out to our event.
Come back from the storm.
Track in Placer High School in Auburn, California. My name is Dylan Bowman, joined for the third year in a row by my friend and colleague Corinne Malcolm.
The Blackall 100 became a Western States qualifier, I think it was in 2018. And that kind of came about from my love of the Western States, which I learned about in Dean Karnazes' book, Ultra Marathon Man. I started to pursue early on to become a qualifier. I knew what it was about. I wanted to run the event myself. So I just kept emailing these guys year in and year out, and they kept saying to me, "Come back to me when you've got 120 finishes in the 100K. So there was a little bit of criteria there. And so we just sort of pushed for it. And I think we became the second qualifier in Australia. And pretty much every year we've had someone from our event get drawn out of the barrel, which is one of those, when you look at probability of it happening, it's really low. So we call it the Lucky Blackall 100 for the Western States as well. So yeah, that meant a lot to me. I've got to run the Western States, and yeah, it's pretty spectacular. Because I was probably 3 or 4 years before they accepted our event, but it was big when it got accepted, huge. I was there at the race brief in California, and my wife said to me, Megan said, "Is that Dean up in the stands?" And I said, "Yeah." And I grabbed my son and we ran outside, and I got a photo with him and thanked him. I said, you know, for his book, because it wasn't just a running book. It was about changing your life and embracing who you are. So we got a photo with him, and I shoved the Blackall 100 shirt in his bag. And then I was just sitting at home with Megan, and I said, I'm going to email him, ask him to come out to the event. And he just sort of said, "I've got a gap in my calendar." And next minute I'm like, okay. And so then this thing evolved, and then, you know, a week before the event, I'm picking this fella up that I read his book, and he changed kind of a perception in life. Was a big moment. And here he is now at our race, and he got to run it in 2019. And I was just there thinking, wow, this is amazing. Like, I've got this guy, I read his book, he's come halfway over the planet. And the really big thing, and this is what I really loved about him, I asked him, how does he get paid? Because he didn't ask for anything. He just came out here and ran. And he said, some of the bigger events would give him money and that. And I said, well, what are you doing here? And he said, I don't know. He said, but I got your email and just felt that I had to come. And I just thought, amazing, this guy is acting off his intuition and going to come to this event and share his time. And he was just so amazing with his time. He was unwell when he got here. But I was just like, yeah, that's one of the huge things for me with that event, to just sort of see how these people will just give their time and share their life with other people. And yeah, so that was one of those huge moments for me. So it was pretty wild, yeah.